As I look out into the current IT landscape, it's hard not to come across the most salient topic, cloud. Cloud computing, cloud services, moving to the cloud. It's been generating tremendous conversation over the past 18 months. Now, while cloud computing is the most talked about concept in IT right now, the real question is, when will all the talk actually result in organizations using software as a service and other cloud-related services? ESG research shows there will be a 30% increase in the number of organizations that will use cloud computing strategies as an alternative to deploying in-house applications and infrastructure in 2010 compared to 2009. Yes, this is a step in the right direction, but we have found the biggest impediment in moving cloud-related projects forward is determining a starting point. And then the next sticking point is determining how to choose a services provider. So let's take a look at the best way to address these two issues. When it comes to the starting point of cloud computing, you have to be cognizant of the mindsets of both IT and business. Business leaders are pressing IT to try the cloud, but IT likes to maintain control over critical applications and tasks. ESG's suggestion is for IT to think about where that control is best applied. Take, for example, email. There are two facets of managing and controlling email. The first centers on administering the primary application, and the second focuses on administrating peripheral solutions that protect, secure, filter, and archive email. It is easy to see why IT would want to manage the primary email application itself. But the peripheral task could be shifted to the cloud because IT does not have enough time or money to keep up with it. Actually, ESG believes this realization is occurring right now. In addition to the IT operational drain, peripheral email management tasks are ideal for the cloud because they actually require more attention than the primary application itself. Think about what it takes to update antivirus and anti-spam definitions, or restarting and recovering email in the event of an outage. Additionally, now IT has to worry about other tasks such as electronic discovery. Keep in mind, our research indicates that email and attachments are the most frequently requested source of electronic evidence. And disaster recovery is no longer an option for email. Most companies will come to a halt if email goes down. Some customers may even consider storage management as part of their peripheral email management tasks. Like the others that I've already talked about, this task isn't getting easier thanks to explosive data growth. So, if IT holistically looks at all the peripheral email management responsibilities, they could do all of this in-house. But it will likely lead to hiring more administrators, as nearly 40% of companies said they either have a skills shortage or need staff augmentation when it comes to executing email administration tasks. Or they could think about investigating a move to the cloud. With an email management cloud project started, the second hurdle that must be overcome is selecting a cloud service provider. It's evident that IT is going to look for somebody that has competency with email management. But there are a few other criteria that we believe should be considered when selecting a provider. As an example, if a company wants to archive messages to the service provider for storage and electronic discovery reasons, IT should select a provider that offers a seamless user experience when it comes to accessing archived messages. In Microsoft Exchange environments, this means allowing users to be able to interact with the archive inside of Outlook and having the archive folders resemble their Outlook folders. Mailbox searches should include messages in both the employee's inbox and the archive. Another important criteria that ESG believes is vital when selecting an email management cloud service provider is the setup. IT departments are taking a risk by moving certain functions from their data center to a third party. The worst thing that can happen is that the initial setup of the service takes a long time or requires several specialized consultants to complete. This would be the equivalent of hiring a chauffeur who immediately crashes your car. To understand how a provider manages the setup, customers should ask to see what an implementation project plan looks like, and for a reference who has recently gone through the process. There are several other considerations customers may need to think about, such as the provider service levels, security measures, and breadth of portfolio. The last one may be very important given how many peripheral email management tasks there are. A company may want to work with one provider who offers most, if not all of them. To summarize our discussion today, we think that companies looking to begin their cloud computing initiatives can follow a two-step process. First, look at peripheral email management. It is something that is only going to get worse, and IT keeps control over the primary application. And secondly, be diligent about selecting a cloud provider by ensuring that the end user experience doesn't change, and check implementation references. This will help minimize the risk in any cloud transition. These two steps may sound simple, but isn't that what cloud computing is all about?